Play. Oh, yeah. There's the time bomb, yeah.
Very good. Hey, everybody, it's Thursday night. Time for an episode of A Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Pride J. Hello, what's happening, everybody? And with me is Debbie.
Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Now, wait a minute. Before, when we got you all set up, I could see your shirt. Now I can't see your shirt. What happened? Did you get off the... There we go.
No, I'm still on my phone book.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, we can see your shirt. Now we can't. All right, we got a great guest tonight. But first, let's get to our first segment. I'm going to try to keep my glasses on for one segment. But, man, I can't see with these glasses on. There we go. All right, here we go. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a dink. I didn't even drink yet. I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug, and I match it up to my guest. Our guest tonight, is the one, the only Texas gal treasures herself, Margaret Collier. Hi, Margaret.
Hello. Hi, Margaret. Hello. How are you, Debbie and Jason?
All right. Since we're talking jewelry, I'm assuming at some point we'll be talking gold jewelry. So I went with Gosling's Gold tonight. And my one tiki mug that's actually wearing jewelry.
Oh, cool. Did you freeze? I know I was going to say, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least he froze on jewelry.
Am I froze? Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, bad. Ah.
Hello.
I hear you, sort of. Is he gone?
Ah.
Hello.
I just sent him a message. So how are you, Margaret?
All right. Hey, am I back?
Nope.
Well, your voice is, but not your face.
All right. Well, give my face a second. What are you drinking, Debs?
Oh, well, we have a friend that helps us get. We have a friend that helps us get tiki mugs, and this is Don the Beachcomber, Hawaii Island. But look what Don is wearing. I don't know if you can see that. He has a necklace on. Can you see that? That's the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the front. It's Hawaii Island. That's where I wish I was right now. So anyway, that's really cool. And I love the color of it. With some a little bit plantation rum, my fave.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm watching the feed, and besides not seeing me, nothing's changing. All right, so Stacy says I'm back.
Yeah, we see you. You're blurry, but to me, but that could just be my computer.
Well, that's all the rum you're drinking, Debs. All right, so I'm watching the feed. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties when you start, it's a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, I see. My feed's way behind. Okay, cool. Oh, that's why. Let's move it on up. All right. Hey, everybody. In case you didn't see, I got a tiki mug wearing a necklace. It was made by Doug Horn, who designed the Denizen, my home tiki bar's logo. So there you go.
And it really comes with that necklace on it?
Yeah.
Cool.
What you drinking, Margaret?
I am drinking water.
Yummy. That's the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. I see I'm back. I am a little fuzzy, but not much I can do about that now. Cool. All right, Margaret, sit back, relax. You can feel free to turn your camera off, and I'll let you know when we're ready for you in about 25 minutes. All right. Yeah, don't you love technical difficulties when you go live? What can you do?
No, but at least you're always quick. You fix it quick. You don't make it stuck too long. Okay.
Oh, whoops. I don't have the right screen up. Let's try this again. Whee! Time for our scores of the week. These are the bolos. Be on the lookout. Things you should be looking for when you're out and about sourcing. Go, Debbie.
Okay. I've had this in my profit pile for a while because, when I got it and checked the price, it didn't seem like it was worth too much. And I ended up listing it, and it sold very quickly for $25. And I think I paid $1.99 for that quite a while ago. So I was happy to sell that for $25 plus shipping.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Portland. I'll be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, this was only listed a very short time, and it sold for our full asking price of $25.99, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more later again. Starbucks, yes. This was given to us free. So a family member is cleaning out the garage. They said, "Here, take this." We sold it very quickly for $24.99. Didn't cost us anything, so that was good. It's always good to get things.
Sexy lady.
I figured you were going to say that. We've had this listed, I think, about a year. Paid $4.99 for it, and sold for our full asking price of $59.99. She's just so cute.
She is adorable. All right, so I'm going to razzle dazzle with one but two dresses. And the reason I want to share this one, I had it for a long, long time, and it finally sold. But here's the brand, Fashions by Penny of Hawaii.
Nice.
And guess where it went, Deb?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yay! And it had dolphins on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I love those sleeves.
Yep. So I love when I have a product that goes back home. Yeah. So when you sell a Hawaiian dress made in Hawaii back to Hawaii, that's always awesome. If you're not using the local apps like OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, you're missing out on extra sales because you also can ship on these apps nowadays. And this was another I had up for quite a while. As you can see, I had it on the local app. Did it say on here? I had it up for 9 months. Oh yeah, posted 8 months ago. And it sold to somebody, Florida maybe. So they paid for it, paid for shipping, and away it went. Nice.
That's really cool. Looks real.
All right. I found these Levi's silver tabs in Ross Dress for Less for $15. I bought 6 pairs. This is my last pair. I wasn't sure if they're ever going to sell because they're extra small. And as you can see, because it's in euros, I sold it directly on one of the European eBays. So,
oh, that's what that means.
Yeah, so I paid $15, sold for $70 plus shipping. Whoop!
Nice. Nice.
Now, little side story: how many of you are aware there is a TWA hotel open at the JFK Airport in New York City?
I heard about it.
So, like the old school TWA airlines, they've built this mid-century modern, straight out of Mad Men hotel. Awesome. And here are some friends that have already stayed there and done their obligatory fun poses around the hotel. And here's another friend, that's Michelle the Blonde, with the staff at the TWA hotel. And I share all that with you to share this dress I sold because just the customer said, "Oh my God, I love the dress. It's better than I even expected. I'm going to wear it to the new TWA hotel in a couple weeks."
Wow.
And so I said, I wrote her back. I said, "Now this might sound creepy, but could you send me a picture of you in the dress at the hotel? And here's why." And I quickly sent her a picture of my friends at the hotel and told her I have this YouTube show and I have this Facebook group. And I always think it's quite fun to show how products end up with the person they should be with.
Right.
So she's very excited to wear this to the TWA hotel next week or in a couple weeks. So as soon as I get those pictures, I will share them.
That is so awesome.
All right. After our normal scores, time for my CD scores of the week. If you're not flipping CDs yet, you're way behind.
That's right.
like 19 years behind, because that's how long I've been flipping CDs. Now, here's the 2 I wanted to share this week with you. Frank Checksfield. He would definitely be in the category of easy listening lounge type music. And albums, actual records were so short back in the day that you can fit 2 records on one CD. So a lot of these old-timey artists, when they finally get their stuff out on CD, they a lot of times put 2 records on one CD. The same week, I sold this Frank Checksfield for $15 that I paid $10 for, and this Frank Checksfield for $50. 2 different customers. They both, one was listed for 8 months, one was listed for 6 months, and they both sold within 2 days of each other for $50 each.
Wow.
So you don't know. I'm guessing no one watching knows Frank, but just to show you, there are tons of CDs that are still worth a lot of money.
Now, Frank didn't just happen to just die, did he? Or
no, he's long dead. He was an artist in the 40s and 50s.
Okay.
All right, now it's time for my cassette scores of the week, since I'm going to be teaching a cassette class.
I see Deep Purple.
Good eye. right. So not the biggest return, but majority of the time you're picking up cassettes at garage sales for a nickel, a dime, even a quarter.
Yep.
So if you can pop a couple together and sell them for $15 plus shipping, boom, you're off and running. So I sold these 2 Public Enemies that weren't worth a ton by themselves, but it was good in a nice little group. And I sold this Elvis one for almost $19, and I paid 50 cents for Elvis and a quarter each for Public Enemy. I sell as many cassettes nowadays as I'm selling CDs, and that's why I'm teaching this online web class next week on June 18th, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. Get signed up now at flippingcassettes.com. Here's what the website looks like. Oh, crap. I only got 5 days and 3 hours. I'm not quite done yet. I should probably hurry up and finish. But look, $20, you learn one cassette. You find one cassette worth $30 to flip. Boom, you've got your money's worth. Now, if you've never taken my CD webinar, when you sign up for the Flipping Cassettes, you can add the CD webinar at a discounted rate. So I recommend, if you haven't done that yet, do it. And they are 2 totally different webinars. Flipping cassettes is a lot different than flipping CDs. There's a whole different mindset and what you're looking for. So don't think you've watched the CD one and be like, I got this. Because here's the deal. I'm going to teach you that CDs that are worth a penny, the cassette version's worth $20. Wow. So again, CDs I told you to stay away from, I'm going to tell you to go get them on cassette.
That's going to be a great class.
And kind of like the redacted Mueller report, here's one of the slides from next week, but I want to show you 2 things. There was a cassette that sold for $7,000 actual, not money laundering dollars.
Wow.
Now, do I think you're all going to go out and find this $7,000 cassette? No. But what I like to demonstrate is there are crazy cassettes out there to be found, nice and easy. If you all know what the butcher cover is, I was handed one and said, here, I got this for $8, sell it. And I sold it for $3,300. The butcher cover is one of the rarest Beatles covers, and I have the second state. So you never know when someone's going to be like, hey, I was cleaning out my closet and I found this. So yes, there are cassettes worth thousands of dollars, and I'm going to teach you about that next week.
Ooh, I just thought of a good tip to.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to tell you, but like, you know, when car dealers, let's go to car dealerships, the used cars, and say, hey, did you clean any cassette tapes out of that car? I want them.
I like that idea. I like that idea. All right. Now, not everything's a winner now, is it, Debs?
No, sadly.
Sometimes we got duds. Do not let our mistakes be yours. My, oh my, how many of these do you have?
It's kind of a dud, kind of not. We got this at the grocery store. After Halloween, I paid a quarter each, and I bought them all. I think we bought 10. And I think we've sold 6 of them. Yeah, we sold 6 of them. And I just raised the price $1 for $8.99. So to me, I usually don't waste my time on something for $8.99. But when I can find a quantity of them like that, and they're pretty easy, they're easy to ship. So I just bumped it up to $9.99, maybe make it not quite such a dud, maybe. But so something to think about, you know, in the grocery stores and everything after holidays. What can you get to resell? We also bought some ghosts, and it's not very big. The cake pan's not very big, so that's why we only priced it at $8.99. But for a quarter, hey, what the heck? I turned it into $8.99 6 times. Okay, we have a baseball bat that I think this is its second spring training season. It's still with us. We had it at $29.99. We accepted an offer of $15. We're still waiting for the buyer to pay for it. So it may be a real dud if they don't pay for it.
All right, so if you got to relist it, Deb, instead of doing the bat this way.
Oh, yeah, do it.
This way, and even go straight down the barrel. So the front where it says 5150 will be in focus. The back will be out of focus, but it's artistic out of focus.
Cool. Yeah, maybe that'll help us sell for more money.
All right, so my first dud is Young Jeezy's a rapper. He has his own clothing line. These jeans looked cool. I had them for over 2 years. I threw them up at an auction, $12.99, got one bid. I was ecstatic. Bye-bye. And I paid like $8. So yeah, that was a bad purchase. Do not buy Young Jeezy clothing. Oh, and then I'm like, where's my other dud? Oh, it's right here. So I bought this jacket, and I think I shared it in a thrift haul or the thrifting board because I didn't know exactly what I had. But it's a Mitsubishi racing jacket, and I paid $32 for it.
Whoa.
And based on research, this jacket was so rare, I was going to get about, I was thinking around 150, 200. Now here's the tip. And that's why this is a dud tonight. When a jacket has a hood that is zipped away, before purchasing it for $32, open the hood, because this hood is just disintegrating. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was missing. Ew.
Missing would have been better.
Yeah, I was going to say. Now, can you unzip that hood and sell it without?
No, but the other problem is I left it outside for the rain to wash it off, and I don't know if you can tell, but the sun caught it and kind of bleached it out. So I've extra ruined it. But so as to not have a dud, if there is a zipped up hood, check the hood. Always. Whoops.
Good tip.
White shit is flaking all over me. It's like I got dandruff and I have no hair.
Whoa. So that's part of the fabric that's making it. That's
yeah.
flaking?
Yeah. It's all
like,
it was someplace dry rotting, and I didn't check the hood. All right. Now it's time for Where in the World did our stuff go? If you are not selling internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
I actually have been getting more international sales lately.
Yay!
You know what we think happened is we did not have returns available on international. So we went in and edited and we fixed it that, yeah, you can return it because you're going to pay for it unless we goofed up. And I think that turned us back on again. So that Starbucks Portland mug went to, I can't pronounce it really, Köln, German, which is also, I guess, Cologne, because Cologne is the English way of pronouncing this name. So that's where it's at. It went to Germany.
Cool. And I just shipped off not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 records to Athens, Greece today. And
wow.
You want to make sure that you have international turned on, and cut your international customers, or will cut any customer break when they buy multiple items. But these records collectively sold for $125 for these 4. So nice. I was very happy to get the business and to get it shipped off.
That's
all right. Now it's time for our thrifty tip of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Okay. What I do is I use Evernote on my phone, the Evernote app, which is free unless you can get the premium. But I keep a list. So I'll have a partial set of books. And this is the Good Cook Time Life. I just put a couple pictures so you can see what they look like. But I keep a list of the volumes I do have. So when I'm out and I see, I can quickly open it up and see, oh yeah, I need these 4 more volumes because I'm trying to build the set. I think there's 29 volumes in this set. So I keep lists in my Evernote of bolos and books and things that I have. The other tip is you might want to go ahead and list a partial set. So when we do that, I just open my eBay listing and I look and I say, oh no, I don't need that book. It's already listed, because then I can add those listings, a little bit of work, but I can add those books to my current listing and keep building it out until someone buys it.
And that's a great tip. I love that. I've never thought about doing that when I'm building sets and stuff, but genius. I love it. All right. My thrifty tip is right here. And guess what it is? It's a jacket.
Another one?
Yeah. Okay. So you saw this on the thrift haul the other day. We spent $80 on this jacket, and based on research, if we sell it, because it fits Stacy really nice, if we sell it, it's going to be like a $300 jacket. It's a North Face. But here is my thrifty tip. Oops. And my thrifty tip, as soon as I can find it. When you buy stuff at stores that put the little things on the expensive stuff, make sure they take it off. Now, this was purchased from Buffalo Exchange. The other night, we were in Buffalo Exchange. We bought an expensive item, and I was getting ready to walk out, and I noticed, I go, hey, young kid behind the counter, you didn't take this dumb thing off. And I said, oh, hey, by the way, I have one at home. Can I bring it in? You take it off? He said, yeah, no problem. So make sure, even if you're buying stuff at Ross, because, sometimes they'll tag, like if they're doing leather coats or stuff, make sure to get this taken off before you get home.
So are you telling me that's a security tag and it didn't hit the security alarms when you went out the door?
That's not secure.
maybe it's just one of those deterrents. People think I'm not going to steal this because it's got a tag, but there's no real security system hooked to it.
And real quick, my Aunt Chris and Uncle Bob came up to visit my folks, and I think they're watching. Hi, guys. Hey. Except for Uncle Bob goes to bed at 8 p.m., so he's probably asleep already. So.
Oh, he would have stayed up for this, I'm sure.
He's got a regimented schedule.
Oh, he's one of those.
He gets up and walks at 4 a.m. So
Oh, that's when I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. Little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Yes, this is our little tape dispenser. See, we got our Seahawks tape on there. I love this because I cannot operate one of those tape guns. I'd get the tape all twisted around me and everything else. So I gave up. I own like 6 of them. I said, forget it. So this little thing here holds the 2-inch tape, the 3¼ inch. I got my box knife, my Scotty peeler, scissors, that little thing I pointed to. It's called a bone folder tool. I got that at the fabric store for like $6. That's to crease cardboard. So if you're making your own little cardboard boxes and things, and a Sharpie, everything I need is right in there. And if I have to move it, I'm working somewhere else, I just carry the whole thing with me, and you can pull the tape out, which is kind of noisy. I also use just the roll of tape with scissors because I'm not gonna try a tape gun. Never mind about that. So get yourself one of these.
Our guest said she doesn't do tape guns either. We should have a class on how to do it.
Yes, please. I could tape the dog to me and
All right, so lately I've been doing these tiki mug unboxing videos. Kids unboxing their toys is all the rage on YouTube, and I thought, what could I do? Well, I buy a lot of tiki mugs. I could use it. At first, I thought I'd use it as just a way to show off cool tiki mugs, and then I realized it's a class in shipping every single time, what to do and what not to do. And so if you haven't seen my videos yet, they're on the same YouTube channel you're watching right now, and they're really short videos, 3 to 5 minutes tops. And like I said, and from the tiki side, everything I buy is something cool and worth money. So it should be just, imprinting in your brain. Okay, this artist is good. This manufacturer is good. But so far, I've not gotten any broken ones. But today was the closest, kind of.
uh-oh.
Okay, this was the packing material around the mug.
You're kidding.
A bunch of you saw the video. But yes, what we have here is his trash. The 2 white things are the backs of shipping labels. The purple thing is a non-padded poly mailer. The thing in the middle is Kate Hudson's dresses from the back of People magazine. And then 2, they were bubble mailers, but they're kind of worn out. And he did not have enough packing material in the box. And so when I got the box, it was all crushed in.
Oh.
Okay. So I, being the good seller that I am and know what I'm doing, I messaged him to voice my displeasure in using his garbage from his office as packing material. And I didn't threaten him. I didn't swear at him. I just used normal language and said, I'm all for recycling, but using your actual trash to pack my mug that didn't even fill the whole box was not good.
Yeah.
And I haven't shared this with anybody yet. So because most of you have seen this if you watch the video. So I wrote him that. You ready for his response?
I am. I can't wait.
Jason, I'm sorry you did not appreciate my packing job. So he isn't sorry he did it. He's sorry I don't appreciate it. How's that for effing delusional? He thinks that I didn't appreciate it. Oh, yeah. And Tammy said, so the shipping was $11. He charged $14. So in essence, he charged $3 for handling, which I don't mind paying on cool mugs. And here's the mug I bought. Because oftentimes when I'm in situations where I'm at a friend's home bar or we're doing something with people and I want to leave a little gift behind. See this cool mug here? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's the same tiki on my arm.
And I have one of those. I think you gave me one of those.
Yeah.
Too.
I always like to give my friends this mug, especially if they've done something. I want to thank them. I thought it was a little fun because I ended up with this tiki on my arm.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it got to me at one point, but wow.
That's all he said. He didn't say I'm sorry.
No, there was more. Most people appreciate my great packing skills. That's what he said too.
So now you need to get a tiki like that made with all the little packing trash all around it.
Unbelievable. All right.
So that's a do not do. Don't do as that person did.
Now, Marianne said we leave a negative. No, I am going to leave a neutral. But no, the mug did make it to me in one piece. But the packing materials and his follow-up really earned him the neutral.
Yeah, why couldn't he just say, I apologize. My son packed it for me. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for Our eBay tips of the week, little tips and tricks to help you when selling online.
Okay, this is my office. I wanted to show you how I pack, how I store things, especially because we have jewelry tonight. I only have, I think, 2 or 3 pieces of jewelry. But I find these little, on the left where the neckties are, I find those little containers like at thrift stores, garage sales for really cheap. And so little drawers that I can just open and I can label. And then my coffee mugs, one is there for neckties. I get those plastic shoe boxes at the 99-cent store. They come with a lid, so they're stackable. And I put my mugs in them, and I put them in upside down. Some of them I don't have lids on. I put them upside down so dust doesn't get inside. I put a little packet between them. Oh, I see I have 2 number M18s. So in the custom field on those listings, I put, M16, mug, bin, M16, M15, whatever. So we know right where it's at. We can go in the office and grab it really quick. So I wanted to share that little storage tip with you.
I like it. It's nice and thick and black bold, so you can read it nice and easy. All right, here's my little tip. When you get into selling media, and I hope all of you are by now, and you should get to the point like this. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I think I'll do this. Okay, so there's my media shelves. I know I'm blasting with a light, but I got a lot of CDs. I got a lot of cassettes. The records are over there. So they're alphabetical. Easiest way to file them, easiest way to pull them. However, you got to pay attention. So I sold this $50 CD this week by the group Sounds Orchestral, and the name of the CD was Cast Your Fate to the Wind. And so I pull out, I go to S, Sounds Orchestral, I find Cast Your Fate to the Wind, I pull it out. Well, these nutnicks have 2 albums called Cast Your Fate to the Wind.
Oh, wow.
So I pulled out the wrong one first, and why I double-checked, I have no idea, but I did double-check, and I realized, I grabbed the wrong one. So really pay attention when you're selling media. Oftentimes there's multiple releases of the same album and they all could be worth money. So say you found 3 or 4 white albums by the Beatles, you might have 3 or 4 lined up. Well, you best make sure you know which one you're pulling. So there's my tip.
Good
and
idea.
that's where kind of what Debbie was doing could come in handy with maybe Post-its. But yeah, luckily I caught it before I shipped it out. Whoops.
Nice catch.
Because also the one that they bought for me had 23 tracks. The other one had 12.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. All right, and each week we give out a little award. Jeans with Joy. Joy is one of the secretaries. What? One of the one of the lifeguards in the thrifting board, and she started her.
I think I need some.
Jeans with Joy. And each week we find someone who's done a good job of sourcing jeans in the thrifting board. This week is Eric Schultz. He found these Levi's Fresh Produce. So Joy wanted to give him a big round of applause for eyes open for things that we don't normally see. I had no clue about Levi's Fresh Produce, and there's the tag.
Wow. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. And there's the Levi's button, and it's an orange tag, but it's going to get him about $115.
Nice.
And Joy just sends me each week who she wants. And funny, Eric is the one who shot my promotional video for my classes up in Portland. So, it's a small.
Oh, nice. Way to go, Eric.
All right. So here's our guest next week. Debbie, tell us, give us the 2-sentence bio for next week.
Okay, I look in the thrifting board. I pay attention to who's doing what and just read interesting things. And she really stuck out. She has 5,000 listings, which just blew me away. And she does a lot of toys. So I thought, it's nice to hear from toy sellers. And then, and I'm going to save it and let her talk about it, she experienced a huge family emergency. And then, so I read about how she was able to keep her eBay business going through all of that time. So I just found her very interesting, and I have her bio, her paperwork. She's a very interesting lady. So it's going to be really.
And she's got a blended family, and that's part of the talk next week is having the family help, and especially when you get into a crisis. And this family got into a crisis, and that's what we're going to talk about next week. And come on, with a name like Rebel, that's her actual name. You got to be on my show because that's just badass.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to make a big announcement. Here, I'll do this. Wait, where the hell am I thinking? There we go. Woo! All right, my mom has a meetup group. So if you're in the Ohio area, my mom does a once-a-month meetup group. And this month, it's next week at her house. They're having a big old potluck luau kind of thing. So it's happening at my mom's house. And she had been teasing that she's having some guests come down, some sort of surprise guests. And you're hearing it here first. Here's the surprise guest. Good and bad. Craig and Rick are driving across the border down to Cleveland to hang out at the meetup, do some sourcing in Cleveland, and then head back up. So they're in town for one night and one night only. So if you were on the fence for any reason in the Ohio area, come hang out with Craig and Rick because they're a shit ton of fun.
And even if you have to drive a few hours, go.
Yeah. Plus, my mom's got a kick-ass tiki house like I do. So it's a sight to see. Make sure you go in the basement because there's a tiki lounge down there too. It's awesome.
Nice. Oh, you guys are so lucky.
All right. We've been sharing this screenshot forever. Here's the list of events coming up for eBay Open. The Secret Beach Bash. I just confirmed the cocktails with the bar. And so the signups will be up this weekend. And we have the signups for the thrift class on steroids also. So if you would like any other information, please hit me up. We're going to have a great time teaching the thrift class on steroids. Debbie's teaching, Joy's teaching, I'm teaching, my mom's teaching, Craig's teaching. Craig's teaching us the wall of baggies. I love the wall of baggies at thrift stores.
Yes. A lot of many. There's a lot of many of those walls.
And opening next week also is the Secret Beach, and we're going to have some fun bonuses. So pay attention for that opening soon. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right, Margaret, turn your stuff back on. Now, I used to have the ability to turn mics and cameras on and off. For some reason, YouTube took that away. So I can't do that anymore. So I just
Sorry,
have to...
Jason. You can't turn me on. AI can turn me on.
I don't even have a good follow-up really right now. I think I'm blushing.
No.
Hey, everybody. It's Margaret Collier, drowning in jewelry.
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret. Welcome.
When you said you only had a couple pieces of jewelry, yeah, no. I didn't know how to handle that. I was like, I have a mountain.
That's why I wanted you on the show. Help me get more.
Yeah.
So if you ever moved, say you moved out of Texas, would you change your name or would you always be Texas Gal Treasures?
Once a Texan, always a Texan, yo.
Okay.
Good answer.
Checking.
Yeah, I would still be Texas Gal Treasures.
All right, just checking. So what's new? What's shaking? I hope you all know Margaret by now, but Margaret's been around for quite a while. She's been a guest on this show. She's been a co-host on this show. Texas Gal Treasures on YouTube, and I'll show her YouTube channel and her Facebook groups later on. But when I first started hanging out with her, I don't think jewelry was like your total like hardcore niche. You were doing all kinds of stuff, and kind of like me with tiki mugs, you became synonymous with flipping jewelry.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I've started picking up a few other little bits here and there again, but I just got to where it stressed me out having all this big stuff, So I just started really trying to pare it down, and then it just jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah. So you went from big stuff to the smallest stuff. Like, I mean, how big could the earrings you're wearing, how big could they be when you put them in a package?
Exactly. Well, the problem is now I have a Millennium Falcon downstairs, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
You went from one extreme to the other.
I have an AT-AT, like an old, like big AT-AT, and I'm like, oh, now what?
That's when you utilize the offer ups and stuff,
Yeah, I'm like, how many 6x4x4s can I make to Frankenbox? No, I'm joking.
Oh, we should have a contest. Like, pick the smallest box that you can get and see how many we can Frankenbox together to make a big box. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I like that idea. Who can Frankenbox the nuttiest? I think my dad would always win because he's crazy. He does all the angles.
Yeah.
So tonight Debbie came to me and said, let's have Margaret on and just talk kind of beginning jewelry. Because I think sometimes, it's kind of like with me with teaching music too, is I kind of forget that not everyone has what's in here when it comes to music. And so I remember teaching a class once and I'm standing in the CD section and I was talking about, keep your eyes out for punk music. And so I got done teaching and a person raised their hand and said, what's punk music? And I thought he was kidding at first. And he was about my age, so not super old, not super young. And I go, Sex Pistols, Ramones, Clash. And he's like, yeah, I never heard of them. I'm like, wow. So nothing wrong with that, but I just forget that people don't have all that knowledge. Same with you. I think we have dove in to talk about jewelry, and we never talked about, hey, how do you start?
Yeah, absolutely. So just start.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean,
sit back. No.
Oh, good. Okay, here we go. I'm not that prepared. I got stuff. I started doing a couple of videos like that. Just like I would take my camera into the thrift store and just shoot and not really talk, and then later go over it and like I called it buy this, not that, like that eat this, not that, those books. And so I was like, okay, why don't I do that? And then I'll show like why I passed over certain things and why I picked up other things that I did. So I think I don't know if I shared some of those with you or not, but
Yep. So like, here's the first one, buy this, not that. All right. So let me pop that up on the screen.
Is that showing?
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah. Okay. So like I talk about, well, why did I buy these gold clip-on earrings and not those gold clip-on earrings? So I guess I feel like I'm stuck. Hang on. Oh wait, here we go. I'm trying to think of how to start. Like there's so much. It's like, how do you dive into that? So let's say you go to a thrift store and you're looking in the jewelry case and you're like, okay, what do I want to buy? What do I go to first? So like when I'm scanning through things, the first thing I look for is something that's tarnished. Say it's silver, So here I got a few examples. So like let's say I've got something that's kind of, looks kind of silvery, but it's tarnished. I mean, now I've gotten to where I can kind of spot it and know that that one just went on the floor. But so that's one of the first things I look for because it's easy and quick to recognize for me.
So if it's tarnished, what's that mean?
It just means like I think it's an oxidation, if I'm getting this wrong, where it's like this is silver.
Okay,
but
so it's real silver then, probably.
Yeah, this is real silver.
Good job.
But it's not like uber shiny. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll see stuff. Now something like this could still be this is silver too, but it's easier for me to spot the tarnish because sometimes stuff that's silver like this could also be plated or something else. Oh, Daniel wants to come say hi. Sorry, y'all.
No, that's okay.
Hi,
That's a cat. Hi, Daniel. Oh, is he a kitty? He's still a kitty?
Yeah, he's still a baby. Yeah, he wanted to come say hi.
Meow.
Sorry. I mean, so for example, like this is one that's not really silver, but it's still really cool. So, so that's one of the first things I look for is something that's silver. Gold is a little harder for me to spot, like right off the bat, but it's definitely something that I look for. But I usually have a magnet with me if I remember to have one at the thrift store. At garage sales, I'll have one with me.
Okay, so the magnet picks up if it attracts to it. Is it gold?
No, if it attracts to it, it's not.
Oh.
So I'll have the magnet, and so anything that will attract to the magnet won't be gold or silver. Now it can have a plating on it. It can have something that's magnetic, but most of the time it's a good weeding out process.
Oh, good. That's easy to remember.
Yeah, or it could, if it's something like this and it sticks to the magnet, then I'll know, oh, well, it's not silver. And again, there's going to be people that say, "What? There's things that
Yeah.
There's always exceptions, but the norm.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. Well, when I teach music too, people are like, "Yeah, but this one thing, that one thing compared to 10 bazillion other releases, I'm not talking about that one thing. The norm is." And so, do you often find, or have you lucked out where you're seeing jewelry that's tarnished, and you're like, "Ooh, that's silver," and they got a price like it's nothing?
Yes.
I can see your face get excited. You're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were actually in Marfa and Alpine, which is in West Texas, and we went into. Of course, I had to go to the thrift store, and they had it was a silver jewelry with a piece of turquoise in it, and she had it for 75 cents.
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
I was just like, to me, it was like obviously like. I don't have it with me right now. It's over there. Or maybe I'll go get it in a second. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this, please. Yeah,
that's a great question for both you and Deb, and I'll answer too. When you're at a sale, garage, thrift, whatever, and you see something that is just way too good to be true for the price, do you buy it right away and go out and put it in your car, then come back?
Oh yeah, I might even leave. I might not come back.
If it's that good, screw the rest of the sale.
Yeah.
That was a thought. I did have her hold it for me behind the counter.
Oh.
I get concerned because there's been times when you get back up there and you're like, "Where's my stack?" And they're like, "Geez, I don't know."
That just happened to someone at thrifting board. They had them hold some albums.
Yep.
And when she got in line to get up to pay, somebody had stolen them from behind the counter. So, oh no, I'm in the car. I'm gone.
Yeah, I just did a webinar on the Secret Beach for tiki lighting, and I found a vintage lamp that had also then been used in the modern times at the Venetian. So
Oh.
I go to a garage sale, and it wasn't like in the ad, this lamp. And I see it. I park, and I walk the fastest I have ever walked in my life without looking like I was going fast. And I picked it up. I looked at it. I'm like, this work? Can I plug this in? They're like, how much? I go, how much you want? It was $40. That lamp conservatively is worth like $400 to $500.
Oh.
It cost $220. Put it in the car, locked the car, and then went back for more.
Yeah, that's smart. This was a really small thrift store. It was like one of those, cat rescue type ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, there was a few pieces of jewelry that we got that I was, they didn't know their jewelry. But part of me felt bad. Like, do I tell her? No. I'm giving her what she's asking for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Angela, one of the lifeguards in the thrifting board and part of the social media team, just wanted to reaffirm what you're saying by saying she just got a metal testing kit today, included a loop, and it was under $20. Invest in your business. If you don't know what a loop is, it's the little tiny magnifying glass. You look jewelry with jewelry with your eye, and I find that you don't need a loop though when you got a cell phone, because the cameras are so good and you can zoom in so close, take a picture, and then zoom in more.
Good tip.
Yeah. Okay, so I have some screenshots that I didn't share with you. Other things that I was like, oh, this is something else that I look for. Like if I'm really just scanning and like, okay, how do I know whether or not I should pick this up? Is it okay if I'm allowed to screenshot?
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you click over on the left side, you'll see the green rectangle.
Let me make sure I get the right thing up here. Okay, so screen share, boom. Okay, so one of the things I tend to look for as well are figural stuff. Like if people really like their Halloween stuff, people like, hang on, let me grab this is a piece that I picked up. And of course I forgot how much I sold it for, but I think I sold it for around $20. This was another one, figural stuff, anything with like birds, fish, seashells. So that's another easy go-to, because like people have their animal or their bird that they like, or their flower, their favorite flower. So those are really easy if they're in good shape. This was one that I didn't know exactly what it was, but on the back of it, it said Universal. And so I was like, I'm going to get it. I don't know what it is. But this was a piece from the Mummy Universal Studios. And this sold for $50.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So anything like unusual where you're like raising an eyebrow, like, what is this? Like, I don't,
Yeah.
Another thing like Five Sisters. So that was another like figural type thing.
Wait, what was that? Was that a pin you went on the Five Sisters?
Oh yeah. That's it's a brooch.
Brooch. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's another thing that reminds me. This is a copper. So things that are like a mixed metal, like copper, brass, things like that, I like to pick up. I know I'm going really fast. I feel like.
No, it's good. So it's good.
I was slow starting. Another thing that I like to make sure I look at when I'm there, when I'm scanning for it, is like different stones. So this is a peridot chip bracelet that I sold. It's just one of those stretchy bracelets, but they're peridot, and people like their stones. I have some others that I'll show you that I have here next to me. These earrings, these were ones from my Buy This Not That. I didn't know the brand when I bought them, and so I took a chance on them. And hang on, let me see if I can scroll down over here to see what I paid for it. So I paid up on this. I paid $5 for these. But the reason I did that, even though I didn't know what they were, was there was a maker's mark on the inside. And the maker's mark looked really clean. The piece, like when I talk about like making sure that jewelry looks well made, like when you're looking at the enamel and you could see it looks really clean. The lines are clean and stuff. So I saw they were really, really well made. And then I saw the mark on the inside. And so I was like, I'm going to take a chance on these. And they ended up being a good maker. And so sold those. Yay.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay.
Wow.
Same thing with these ones. These I used on the thumbnail for one of the Buy This Not That. And these are a brand called Givenchy. but like you could see that they, again, when I say they're like really well made, like the clean lines, they look really sharp, you know, and then they were marked. Generally anything that says Paris, New York, Milan, like that, it's worth like taking a second look at when you're looking at the back of a piece of jewelry. So
I'm guessing in the screenshot I have up, the buy this, not that, you saw that on the ones you bought, and the other ones were just low rent.
yeah, they were just like cheapy looking, like pressed gold metal, like they didn't look, I don't know.
They didn't bring you joy.
They did not bring me joy.
Oh, those are super cool.
Yeah.
Are.
So these are Rivoli stones, and I love anything with these Rivoli stones. I ended up making a video with, I think it was this one, and then there were some cufflinks, because like every time you turn the stone, it it changes the color, right?
Oh my gosh, those are awesome.
Let's say, oh yeah, look, I made a video, earrings video, and I just, you know, hold it up and twist them around so the people, you can see the light and how the color changes on the earrings. So very cool.
Wow, those are gorgeous.
Now I would hope for those of you who are tuned in who have never picked jewelry, it's all, I would assume the first time you're doing it it's things that you got to catch your eye. You're not into the nuances yet. I would hope this would catch everyone's eye enough. You're like, can you get those out of the cabinet? I gotta see those.
Yeah, let's take a peek at that. Yeah. So there's that. Hang on, let me undo my screen share. How do I do that? Did I undo it?
Yes.
No. Oh, I did. Okay.
All right. So let me, before you share anything, can I ask a few questions? Because people have some questions as we recruit. The 5 sisters, is that a brand, or is that just what that's called with those 5 ladies?
I use it as a keyword.
Okay.
Like, say you've got five, there's 5 of you, and you're like, I'm going to get a sister brooch. There's 5 of us. Yeah.
Do you try and test the jewelry on the down low when you're at a garage sale?
I used to. I don't do it so much anymore, but I have.
You don't test it, or you don't do it on the down low?
I don't test it that much anymore.
Okay.
I have a magnet that I keep in my bag usually, and I'll do it when I get to the car. But yeah, not as much as I used to. But I have a little magnet that I would carry around and just kind of poke at stuff in there, but not as much as I used to.
Now, you know the refrigerator magnets? Would that be strong enough to test, or no?
No.
Okay.
I have, like, the testing kit I got, my gold testing kit came with a little magnet. And then I have a ginormous wand one now that I have at home, but
okay.
Like a Harry Potter one?
It is. It is expandable. It's amazing.
Did you see the lines at Universal for Hagrid's ride today?
No.
So they opened the new roller coaster, Universal. The line was 8 hours long. So you paid to go to an amusement park, and you stood in line for one ride.
And that's Southern California, so it's probably hot.
No, it was the Florida one.
Florida. Okay. Humid.
Yeah. Sorry, we went nerd for a second. Sorry about that.
No, I want to go so bad, but I'm not waiting in the line for 8 hours for anything.
No.
That's crazy.
The person who was number 1 got in line at 1:30 a.m.
Is the park open at that time?
No, he was just standing in the parking lot at 1:30 a.m.
At the gate.
Oh my gosh.
So people keep asking about photographs. We're going to get to that in a minute, because the scores you sent me, which we're going to share in a minute, man, your photographs are amazing. So let's talk about photography in a little bit. But what else you got to share there?
Okay. I can't remember if I sent you this one or not. I have some pieces next to me that I'll show you, but I want to see, did I send you this one?
All right. So let me.
Oh, wow. Is that $94?
$84. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to, after this show's over, I'm going to Savers.
I may have taken
there it is. Got it. Yep.
Oh, you do have that one. Okay, well, I'll wait then. I think I took a best offer on this one, but we'll get to that in a second. So some of the show up some of the other things that I've got. So like when I'm looking at bracelets, I personally like bracelets that have these like safety chains on them. So a lot of times if I see one that has a safety chain, it's one I'll take a closer look at, because that means, this isn't gold, but it's, it's something called damascene, which is a neat technique. And then, just like little hidden clasps. I try to see how things are made, and if they're made really cool, then something else.
So would that be vintage? Because I would think with that
Mhm.
chain it would be vintage.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
vintage.
Okay, so that's a good tip for looking for vintage.
Yeah. And
So
this
do
is-
you, I was gonna say, do you find that you being visible about jewelry and jewelry jars has screwed it up a little bit? Like,
No.
are stores paying attention and pricing their shit higher because of you and other YouTubers?
No. No, I find cheap stuff all the time.
Yay, that's exciting.
That's what I wanted to hear. But yeah.
I mean,
People-
of course people say that. Why would you tell your secrets?
Oh yeah, I've got that since I had a TV show. You've
Like-
ruined it for all of us.
I just bought a like sterling silver and turquoise ring for 75 cents. Okay, it's good. We're fine. You know?
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so I showed this one too. This one I got for $2 rather at an estate sale. And I just got it because it was cool. I haven't listed it yet because obviously it has the tags on it. But it's like Switzerland, I think. It's got all these little Zurich and
Very cool.
yeah, like a travel
Nice.
bracelet. Maybe it was like a souvenir, but it's really, I mean, the metal is super cheapy, but it was just cool. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then I did talk a little bit about like people in there. My hair's being weird. Okay, let's just get that out in the open. Perfect.
You look great. That's pretty.
Yeah, so there are people that really are into their, you know, they have flowers that they like, whether it's, what is this one? What is that? Some sort of lily.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, this, you know, cats, there's a little cat one. They'll pay $2 for that. But yeah, so I'll go for things that are figural a lot. There's a cool, I think it's a deer, maybe a donkey.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like mid-century modern too, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, that is funky.
Yeah.
And going back to, if you're new to this, look at the funky stuff. And this is something I would absolutely, because I'm not real good at jewelry, but I pull out things that turn out to be pretty decent because the funky stuff catches my eye.
Yeah, that's a lot of times that's what I end up going for too. Like speaking of like this, it's just a cool brooch, you know, and it's got a natural stone in it, which is something I don't know what this stone is, but I like things that have like natural stone because there are people that like.
Yeah. Nice.
And then this one, I did pay up on this. I might have gotten this half price, but I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. This was $32, full price. But the reason I went ahead and got it was that it is, I think it's Zuni, which is a Native American. Just from the way it's made, it's definitely Southwest, probably most likely Native American, and I think it's Zuni. I can't tell with the tarnish on the back right now, and it's an owl, which is another thing. And then you can see it's got like inlaid, you know, mother of pearl and turquoise, and it's just super cool.
Now, will you clean it? Oh, go ahead, Jason.
I'll say mixed media.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Will you clean the tarnish off the back? Because, you know, sometimes we're told not to clean things out, but so you'll just leave the tarnish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave the tarnish. I mean, the only time I'll ever clean tarnish is if it's like black and you can't see the details of the piece, and I'll just clean it a little bit. But some people really like that tarnished look. So I rather, and I usually put that in the notes, like a tarnish left on, lightly cleaned, you know, a buyer can polish if they want or something. I say it more professionally than that.
All right. So great question from Michelle. When you buy jewelry with stones in it, whether it be any, you know, necklace, brooch, whatever, how do you know what stone it is? And if you don't know, how do you find out?
Okay. So just from practice, like these ones I know, but then, yeah, like this one right here, I don't. So the first thing I do is I Google it. I just start describing it: green, turquoise, brown, coppery, and I just start describing how it looks. And then, I don't know, this might be serpentine. I kind of have an idea just from doing it so many times. I'm still not 100% sure though. And then if I still don't know, I just go to the group. I have a group called Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers. And then I'll say,
boom, there it is. See?
Yes.
I'm good at this.
Yeah. And then I'll just say, because there's I don't know how many people are in there now, like 2,000 something, right? Or more.
Yeah, it's a great group. I don't participate. I'm in there, but I see stuff flying. I'm like, whoa, look at that. And people know what they're talking about.
Super good. I mean, just so positive. Everybody's super helpful. And then So, okay, anyway, I'm reading the chat. So yeah, we just share a picture and I let them know this is the, the polite thing to do with groups is to say, this is what I looked up so far. I'm kind of coming up empty-handed. Even as the owner of the group, like you don't just drop a picture and say, what's this? You got to respect other people's time and efforts and let them know, like, I'm trying. Here's what I found out. And
Isn't it crazy that some people can't figure that out ever? Like that's what I build my group for too. But don't just say, what is this? Let us know what you've done. Did you check Terapeak? Did you check WorthPoint? Did you Google it? Because if you didn't, we're going to recommend those. And if not, what I find a lot of times, Margaret, is when people research, they don't do it well in terms of they put too many words. So sometimes too many words leaves out what you need to see.
Right.
And that's where I try. So that's why we always ask, hey, what'd you look up? Because I can help figure out where, because I see it. How come you can't see it?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I'd probably start with like green mottled stone and then like add on from there, like see what I see. And they're like, oh no, let me add something more descriptive. So yeah, it's just polite. That's all. So then I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, other stones, like I would pick up, these are a couple other, these are actually in this lot, which we'll talk about in a minute. I got this, there was a lady in the group. She actually happened to live in the Austin area. She had gotten a bunch of jewelry. It was her mother-in-law's, and she was planning on, selling it and parting it out and doing all this stuff with it. And then it was too overwhelming. And so she said, do you want to get all of it for $500? And so I was like, yes, I do. And I've done some of I haven't even shared all of it. It was that much stuff. Like I would say, I ended up paying less than $1 a piece. There was way more than 500 pieces of jewelry. Nice. But the two of these were in that, and I've sold just a few pieces, probably 5 or 6 pieces have paid for everything. So
nice.
Yeah. So these were in there, and this is like a tiger's eye silver ring, and then this is a turquoise ring there in silver. So yeah, people and their stones, there are people that really love I've been selling as turquoise almost as fast as I can list it. So I need to find more turquoise in the wild. I'm putting that out in the universe.
Yes.
Turquoise.
Bring it.
So, Ann Wilson said, did she mention that real stones feel cold to the face and resin or plastic does not?
Do what? Oh, the coldness?
Yeah.
Yeah, like real stones will feel cold to the touch. I know I didn't mention that. And then I don't have any resin here, but you can't feel it through my fingers. I wish I could do that. But
someday.
Yeah. Touch of vision.
So do you have any relationships with a jeweler locally? And you're like, hey, I'm stumped on this one. What do you think this is?
I don't yet. I did when I was in Friendswood. There was a guy that I could take some things to and ask, but not yet here. I haven't gotten there yet. So
everything you're showing us pretty much is considered costume jewelry, right?
For the most part, other than the silver stuff.
Okay.
Right. But some of the things that I shared that were images, like the Givenchy earrings, those are high-end costume brand, and
okay.
Yeah.
So here's one of your other buy this, not that's.
Okay.
That was a couple of brooches there. Now I would think by just looking at it, the one that says not that would be the one I would be grabbing.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, the reason that one wasn't because when I flipped it over, it had like felt on the back or something like that. It was really weird. It was, it's cool looking for sure, but when you got up close with it, also it was missing stone. So see, there's that green stone there. That's another one that I still.
Oh yeah.
It's missing all these little green balls, and I still have problems with that. Where I'll get something. And I get it home and I look at it a little closer. And I'm like, oh man, it's missing a stone. Cindy, some of the other people in the group are so good about replacing stones and even little teeny rhinestones and stuff. Or you'll find something that has what's called a dead stone, where it's like rhinestones, but one of them turns like gray or black. Mm-hmm. And they'll like fix it. And I know myself, and it will just sit.
Yep.
So I just really try not to buy it because I will never fix it.
And what's good about the little star one?
Well, I thought it might be Bakelite, which is a vintage plastic. It's sort of like made like I think it's a formaldehyde blend or something like that. They don't make it anymore.
Yummy.
Yeah, I know, but it's super collectible and it goes for a lot of money. It didn't end up being Bakelite, but it was still. Those are actually earrings. It's one of the two ginormous star set in like lucite plastic earrings. They're amazing. So. Yeah.
Someone just had a question kind of based on, is there a way to identify real turquoise?
I mean, probably.
Love it. Google.
It's mostly just by look. I mean, and then there's a way to not identify it, but I didn't have any pieces here. There's something called a howlite, which can be dyed to mimic turquoise. Dang it, I've got a bag of it over there. But it's one of the ways to tell that it's howlite instead of turquoise is that if you look around the holes where it's drilled, let's say it's a necklace or something, you'll see that the core is white because howlite is a white stone, and it can be chunky and veined and look just like turquoise, but there might be pieces if you look at it close where it's like rubbed off and you can see the white, or in the holes you can see where it's white. Yeah. And they'll dye howlite crazy colors too. Orange, red. Yeah.
Does that still sell? Does the howlite still sell?
Yeah, I've sold things that were, fake turquoise howlite, dyed howlite. Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
this by this, not that. Are these turquoise? Or one of them?
On this one of them is. So again, you could tell by the setting as well. So the top one, I'm moving my mouse like you can see what I'm doing. The top one, you can see that tarnished silver around it. You can see the way it's really set into the metal. So that one is turquoise. The one on the bottom is not turquoise, not real turquoise. Yeah.
I didn't even know people faked turquoise.
Yeah, that's news to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this is the last buy this, not that you sent us.
Yeah, and these were two bracelets. The top one is like a hinged bracelet. It's not I feel like I hear myself. It's not sterling. It's most likely stainless steel, but it's really heavy and well made, and it almost has like a Viking look to it, I thought. And then the one on the bottom, you could see in the video I share. Well, it looks cool on the front, but then when you start really looking at the back of the bracelet, like you can see the silver tone finish was rubbing off and all of that. Yeah. Okay. I need to make some more of those videos. Those were fun to make.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of great sales on stuff, and now let's talk about your photography, because the one thing I was really paying attention to when I was prepping the show is you take some great pictures, and you're taking pictures of generally small stuff and up close, and man, you do it really, really well.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
So here's your bracelet you sold for $85. Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
See it. Okay. Now I'm like, I want to go back and see if this is one that I took a best offer on. I sent it to you to make sure because I knew I'd be like this. I can't find it now. Okay, forget it. We'll just go with it. So yeah, this was another one. This was, I think, in one of the buy this, not that. The reason I got this one was because I can't manipulate it, but there was a maker's mark on the inside.
I gotcha.
And I didn't recognize the maker's mark. And it was Boucher, which I think is French, or mouth or something. Anyway, but it ended up being a really, if it had been in better condition, it could have gone for way more money. But you could see there was the finish was like rubbing off and stuff like that. But it went for a pretty penny. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that was one of your scores, and then you got these 3 butterfly. What are these, bushes?
They're like ornaments. They're not. No, these were not even jewelry. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm going up, not reading. I'm like, oh, these are cool brooches. You got 3 of them.
Yeah, you could totally make them into a brooch if you want. But they were like little ornaments, and I went back and forth at the estate sale on whether I liked them because they were enamel, these like cloisonné, and I got them for $4.50 for all. They were $1.50 each. And so when I did the haul video, I was humming and hawing of whether I should lock them together, sell them individually. Well, speaking of selling internationally, I sold all 3 of these to one lady in Australia.
Nice.
And yeah, and so those just shipped out, and I did refund her because she bought them all. I have a little in my Etsy store. I say, international ship buyers, contact me because I'll do, the combined shipping and all that. But she went ahead and just bought them all 3, so I refunded her the difference in the shipping because it was quite a bit. Yeah.
So I see we got 200 people tuned in tonight to see jewelry. So thank you everyone very much for tuning in. We're not done. Don't go away. But I just want to thank everyone and give Margaret and give Debbie and myself a thumbs up down below. If you've not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Click the bell. And when you click the bell, it'll let you know when I'm going live. Go subscribe to Margaret. Same deal. Click the bell. It'll let you know going live, and I will show her YouTube channel in a second here. So thank you everyone for joining us on a Thursday night. I mean, it's so good and detailed.
Go ahead.
Wow, great shot.
Thanks. This was in that $500 lot. So this is one. There was quite a bit of turquoise in there. What did I sell this one for? This was one. Was this one of the ones that was 115 or 135? I can't tell.
Either way, that's pretty.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this one was in that $500 lot that I got from the lady in the group. So yeah, the turquoise, the sterling. Oh, this was a nice one too. This was also in that lot. And this is something called my brain just went cinnabar. So it's a half cinnabar, half cloisonne bracelet, and this was kind of cool because I really got the chance to dive deeper into cinnabar and talk about it, research it, and make a video like how to identify if you've got real cinnabar, or because they don't really make usually real ones anymore because it's got mercury in it. That's what makes it so red.
Oh.
So this one was real cinnabar. What was this one? Did this one go for? Oh gosh, I can't remember, Jason. I'm looking down here. I can't remember if it was 65 or 115 on this one.
And so this was exactly what I was talking about, Deb, with your baseball bat. The front of this bracelet is great and focused, deep detail. The backside of it is out of focus, but that's artistic, not just an out-of-focus photo. So what are you using, Margaret, to take these awesome shots?
Yay!
My phone.
It looks like this.
Is
what kind of lighting?
Pardon?
Lighting.
Oh, I have like a small tent. I just got a new one for fun because I just wanted one. But yeah, I just have a little tiny small of tent, and then I have a couple of OT lights, like little OT lights that kind of fold down, fold over, and that's pretty much it.
Wow, everything's so mini. I love it. Tiny little jewelry, tiny little lights. Tent. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. What's so nice is just reading your keywords. I'm just reading, and you're learning about jewelry by reading all your keywords in your titles.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not giving myself props, but I'm saying in the group, like that's something else we would say, share your best this, and then we look at each other's stuff to read the keywords and how people describe stuff. So this was something else that was also in that lot. And it is a signed Native American artist. So this one was 135, I think, is what this one sold for.
Wow.
So how do you feel about people who take pictures of the bracelet on their wrist?
Well, I know my wrists are chubby and freckly, so I'm not cool. I don't personally like it. I don't like using a lot of props. I know some people love it and they do really well with it. But I look like, it's like my yard. Like I think it's gonna look cool with all this fun stuff in it, but it ends up looking like Sanford and Son. Yeah. Exactly. So I just try to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, I think it was in the group, my group. If you're watching, apologies, but you shouldn't do this. Did the bracelet on their wrist, and they were on the older side, and it detracted from the bracelet because I was just focused on it, like that's an old wrist. Yeah.
This photo looks like what I would see like in a jewelry store catalog.
Oh, thanks.
Very professional and clean
It's awesome. And Tammy Talk said Margaret has a great video where she shows how she does her pictures.
Yeah.
And so, boom. when we're done here today, if you've not subscribed or checked out Margaret on YouTube, and you can find out what she did with that whip, head over to Texas Gal Treasures and give her some checking out. And another thing, and we're not going to have time to get into it tonight, but Margaret does merch by Amazon, which is designing T-shirts. And she taught herself how to do artwork. We were talking about that earlier. Like, did you have the skill set to do artwork, or is that something you just taught yourself?
I taught myself. Yeah. I was not even into merch, but Young and Joe and Glenn Zubia, he does a lot of flipping with tennis shoes and stuff. But they just kept talking to me and talking to me and talking to me about merch and how much money they were making. And so finally I was like, fine, I'll look at it. And then I got hooked.
I thought you were getting another F word.
Forget you guys.
And Margaret is a spectacular teacher. I love watching her videos.
I get inappropriate sometimes, so just.
Oh wow, you're human.
Hello, I'm the king of inappropriate, but I want to show you one dud because it's hilarious.
He's not a dud. He is not a dud.
Well, yes, he's a score and a dud.
He is not a dud.
Let's look at Darth's neck area here. Whoa.
Do you have a picture of him being decapitated? His head is not attached.
Yeah, there he is. There's Darth minus his head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
He is not a dud. Because I almost did not list him. And so when I listed him and he sold the day I listed him, I made me realize I didn't list him for high enough.
Oh.
I got Go ahead.
And you're right, you didn't, for two reasons. It's the vinyl cape and the double telescoping lightsaber there. So even without the head, but it's like with anything, you live and you learn for sure.
Yeah. I probably could have sold him for more. But I got all this Star Wars stuff before I moved at a garage sale, almost free. It was so cheap. And so I just started listing some of the figures, and they've been selling pretty steadily. So, yeah.
Nice.
So what's new? What's next? What's on the horizon for Margaret and Texas Gal Treasures?
Oh, I'm going to just keep on keeping on. Doing more jewelry tutorials. I want to do a bit more tutorial-y videos.
Good.
Tutorial videos. We'll just keep it simple. Teaching more about jewelry and finding jewelry and stuff like that. And then I am going to bring back a little bit more of the merch by Amazon. My friend Dan, who does make merch, they're about to do something special. And so I can't wait for that to share more about make merch stuff. So.
Yeah, and she's going to get into KDP journals too.
Yeah, so, if you're listening, I'm going to be coming to talk to you, Catherine.
Catherine Shelton.
And that's the other thing too, and we'll end kind of on this is you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket. You should be, expanding, whether it be product or by what you're doing. So Margaret's thrifting jewelry and flipping, but she's also making brand new T-shirts, and Debbie's making journals. So you shouldn't just do one thing because it's limitless. There is no ceiling. So if you can figure out all these different angles, so I figured out how to maximize making money out of teaching, how to make money, maximize how to make money flipping tiki mugs, CDs, records, cassettes, clothing. I showed 2 dresses today. I already sold another dress since then. I'll be showing next week. So I got into women's clothing, and so you should diversify what you're selling, how you're selling it, where you're selling it, and all that good stuff. And I hope that the Thrifting Board, my YouTube channel, Margaret's groups, she's got both International League of Thrifters and her, Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers. Those are the kind of groups that help you sell stuff. And what are you sharing with us?
I bought some clothing. Woo!
Yay!
It's a costume.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Anyway, I was like, I bought a dress. I got clothing now.
So thank you so much for coming on tonight. I love hanging out with you virtually or in real life, because we've had a good fun hanging out in real life too.
Yes.
So I look forward to the next time we can do that together. Anything exciting coming up for you, Deb, in the next week or so?
I don't think so. Just be working.
Nope. And don't forget, Tuesday night, Cassette, Flipping Cassettes webinar. Go to www.flippingcassettes.com. Get signed up. And if you've ever taken any of my webinars, you'll know I pack them full of content. If you've never taken it, I will tell you the CD webinar ended up being 2.5 hours. And I do make it fun. And we are talking about fun stuff, music, pop culture. So it isn't a dry 2.5 hours. That's for damn sure. But it's the content that's going to make you crazy money on a product that should have been extinct by now. But for some weird reason, it has come back full bore. And cassettes are the hottest form of media right now. They are the hottest. So
just amazing.
Now's the time to learn.
And what I like about both of you is you're passionate about what you're teaching, and it comes through. You make it fun, you make it interesting because you're excited and you're passionate about it. So it helps us learn.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Deb. And you're right. You saw Margaret light up. You see me light up, and yeah, I'll be just lit up for 2.5 hours on Tuesday. Probably. I'm like, yay! Because usually the webinar is about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half, and then I'll answer every single question till we're done. And the CD webinar, we went an hour of questions. So I'm happy until you guys are all just like, you're drained. Like, I've asked everything. I got nothing left, man. So get signed up. That'll be the next thing. Oh, no. Mom and I will be doing a show on Sunday, I think. I got to check with her. I forgot to ask her. My aunt and uncle showed up from Alabama, and then I forgot to ask her because they've been busy playing. So, but stay tuned for the Thrifting Board for more announcements. And with that, we're out here. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you next